Hello students, welcome to this new lecture of the laws of motion. So now today in this lecture we will start the new topic which is laws of motion. Now we will be learning few different concepts about the laws of motions. Means there will be laws, there will be formulas, and there will be the basic terms. First of all, we have to discuss in order to learn this topic. Okay, so first of all we will discuss some basic terms with the respective to this laws of motion topics. Now as this is our first chapter of the ninth standard, so we will be discussing some important basic terms which are very necessary to learn in order to learn the next few part of the chapter. So first of all we will see what are the contents that we are going to discuss in the topic. So the first content will be what is motion. We will be learning about motion. Then there will be displacement. Then there will be distance. Then after that we will be learning velocity and speed. This will be we will be discussing. After that we will learn about the effect of the relationship between them, means that part comes in velocity and speed study. And after that there will be the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion and non-uniform motion. And after that there will be acceleration. I am writing in short the acceleration. Then there will be the part which is related to the acceleration, whether it is positive acceleration, negative acceleration and zero acceleration. This all the part we will learn in this acceleration part. Now after that there will be the graph. We have to learn about the graphs between distance and time, that is d and t. In distance and time there will be the graph for uniform motion. Then again the distance and time graph will be there for the non-uniform motion. Okay, there will be for the non-uniform motion also. Then the velocity and time, and there will be one derivation for the equation describing the relationship between the velocity and time and displacement and velocity. This all, and the uniform circular motion is also there. We are going to learn in this topic. Now after that the most important thing we will take is the examples. Means examples are the keywords. Examples are the key points of the topic. Then the Newton's laws of motions will be there. Means three laws are there and the three equations are there which are based on the three laws of Newton. Then there will be the momentum, and finally there will be the most important part of this topic. It is the numericals based on this Newton's three equations. Okay, so this is the most important part. Most of the time there is in the exam the means the examples, means the problems will be there on this topic. So these are the entire terms we are going to learn in this topic. Now we will start our topic. Means we will first of all we will understand few basic terms. We will understand very easily. No need to make any confusion. Just keep your mind or brain open. Okay. Now first of all we will see about what is mean by motion. The motion is in the title of the topic. So it is necessary to understand first of all the title of the topic. Now what mean by the motion? We know the laws. What mean by laws? Laws, different scientists are giving the laws. The different scientists are giving the laws based on their principles, based on their observations, or they have proved some theories on which they have given the laws. So here is the laws of motion. So we will understand what mean by the motion. Now students, you are coming to school from your home. Okay, you are coming to school from your home. So that is you can say that is your movement. That is your movement from one place to other place. You are just going from your class to the playground. That is also your movement. So, and again, suppose you are going to other places from your home, or from one place to other place. Suppose this is the point A. Will be, suppose you are here at point A and you move from A to B, from A to B. So this will be your movement, and that movement from one place to other place is nothing but motion. Is nothing but motion. The motion of an object, or motion of a person, or motion of anything from one place to other place is called as motion. Now this motion will be in the straight line, or it may be in the circular. So suppose the same point, suppose the same point, you are here and you are just make a one, you are just wandering from this, you are just walking over this circular path, and again you are just come to the same point. So that will be the circular movement, and that is also the motion. This will be the circular motion, and this will be the motion in the straight line, or you can simply say the linear motion. So these are the basic terms that is we have learned about the motion. So as far as the definition, first of all we will understand the definition, what is meant by the motion is. Now the motion is nothing but the movement of object from one place to other. Movement of object from one place to other is called as motion. Is called as motion. Now you can take the example. Suppose I have already told you the example that suppose you have moved from home to school, or school to home. So that is also you have made the movement. So that also we can say it is also the one kind of motion you have performed while you are just moving from school to home or home to school. So this is the simply the motion, the basic term motion. And we have discussed about two types of motion, straight line or the linear motion, and other one is circular motion. So these are the basic types of the motion. So this is all we have learned about motion, and I hope that you have cleared the part of this title. Now we will learn the next part. Now we will understand about displacement, or first of all we will discuss about distance. Distance, that is the distance. Now distance, what we can say the distance. Now we will take the same example. Suppose if I ask you what is the distance between your home and school, or what is the distance between your playground and your class, so you will be saying that 100 meter, 200 meter, or suppose there is a distance between school and your home, you may say 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. So that is nothing but one of the example from which you can expressing the amount of distance. You can expressing the amount of distance. Now suppose I have ask you the question, then you will say the 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer. So that is the measurement between the 2 points. Suppose I will give you the example. Suppose A is the point and B is the other point. Okay. So what is the measurement? The measurement of this between the 2 points. Measurement between the 2 points, it will be distance. In simple, it will be distance. Suppose this is your school or this is your home, and the measurement of between this 2 points, it will be the distance. It will be distance. I hope you have cleared the what mean by the distance. Now we will understand the displacement. Now we will understand the displacement. So now we will understand the displacement. Now how we can define the displacement? How we can define the displacement? So the displacement is also the term which is related to the between 2 points. Suppose now we will go very basic. When we can say the displacement has occurred? When we have learned in the force. Suppose I have applied the force on the particular thing. Okay. Suppose I have applied the force to the chair or to the table. Then what will happen? There will be the movement of the table. There will be table will be moved from one place to other. Okay. So that is nothing but the displacement. That is nothing but the displacement, or you can simply say the distance between the final and the initial point. That is the displacement. The distance between, I will explain. First of all, I will explain. Suppose A is the point and another point is B. Suppose the table was at point A first, and when I apply the force in this direction, then table moved to the point B. So when I apply the force, the table move from A to B. So that will be the measurement, or you can say the distance between these 2 points. Distance between 2 points is nothing but your displacement. Okay, that is your displacement. We have understand, or the distance you have measured between final and the initial positions. You can see the displacement means. I will write the definition first. The distance between final and initial positions is called as displacement. I will explain one more time. Displacement is defined as the distance between the final and initial positions of the object is called as displacement. Now I will give you the same example so you will understand very easily. Suppose you are moving from the home to school, then what will happen? The home is your initial position and the school is your final position. So when you move from home to school, so there will be the you can say the movement, or you can say the distance between initial and final positions. Means initial position is school, initial position is home, and the final position is school. So that is nothing but the distance between the initial and final positions is called as displacement. So till now, students, we have discussed about what is mean by motion. Then after that we have discussed about what mean by the distance. Then we have discussed about the displacement. I have explained with the help of diagram also, and I have given you the definitions also. Now students, we will learn the next part of this laws of motion chapter. Now till now we have learned about motion, displacement, distance. These all the basic terms we have learned which were necessary to learn this entire topic. Now the next part of this chapter is velocity and speed. First of all, we will understand what mean by speed. What mean by speed? So speed means what? Generally we are just making the statement that I went to school at the speed of 80. I come to home at the speed of 90. This is the basic statements we are usually doing. But what mean by the exactly speed? What is the general formula of the speed and how the speed can be defined? Sorry. So the speed may be defined as, speed is defined as distance traveled upon time. This is the basic formula of the speed. Speed means total distance traveled upon the time required to it. Suppose I will give you one example. So this is the basic formula for the speed, the total distance traveled upon the time required to it. Suppose I will give you an example. Suppose you come from home to school. And the distance was 5 kilometer, or you can say the distance was 15 kilometer from the home to school. The distance was 15 kilometer, and suppose the time required to cover this distance was 3 minutes. So this will be the value. 3 ones are 3, 3 5s are 15. So 5 meter per second. 5 meter per second will be the answer. This is the speed with which you reached to school from the home. So this is the one of the example I have given you for your better understanding. So you have to keep in the mind the speed is defined as the ratio of total distance traveled upon time required to cover that particular distance. That is the speed. So if you have seen the bike, when the bike is running, it indicates the speedometer. What does it actually indicates? Suppose it indicates the 40, means your first speed at that time is 40 kilometer per hour. Suppose it indicates the 60, it means your speed at that particular instant of time is 60 kilometer per hour. So this is the speed and how the speedometer indicates on the bike. That is the simple example. So this is nothing but the speed. Now the next term we will understand is velocity. So the velocity is nothing but as we have seen the formula for the speed, it is the total distance covered upon time required to it. That is the basic formula for the speed. In the same way, the formula for the velocity is displacement upon time. So this is the basic formula for the velocity. Now you have the two formula, one for the speed, one for the velocities, and the velocity formula is displacement upon time. I will give you one example. Suppose there is P is the point. You are here with your bike, okay, and you have moved from P to Q. And this is the displacement you have caused. Suppose this displacement is 50. This displacement is 50 kilometer, you can see 50 kilometer, and the time required to cover this 50 kilometer is 10 hours. So simply you can put this value into this formula. The velocity is equal to distance upon time, or the displacement upon time. So displacement is 50 in kilometer and the time required for it is 10. So simply this 0 get cancelled. So 5 will be the answer. 5 kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour will be the velocity at that particular instant. This is the velocity of your bike when you are covering the distance from P to Q. This is the simplest one formulas of the speed and the velocity, and if there will be the values, basically there is no any example based on the speed and the velocity, but suppose they have asked about the velocity and the speed, so you will be able to write the particular values. From this formula you can calculate the velocity, displacement and the time. So suppose they have given the time and velocity, so you should calculate very easily the displacement. Okay, and if they have given the displacement and time, then there will be the unknown term velocity, and from this formula you can calculate the velocity very easily. So this is the basic terms. These are the basic two formulas of the speed and the velocity. So students, these are the formula we have seen for the speed and velocity. Now the next part we will discuss is effect of speed and the direction on velocity. Effect of speed on direction and velocity. On direction and velocity. So this is the next part we have to cover now. Now we have to see in this part whether the speed will be affectable on the direction and the velocity or not. We will check. If yes, then how much does it depends on the direction and the velocity, we will understand. Now suppose I will take the same example, so you will understand very easily. You are just moving from your home to the your school. Then it is not the straight line. It is not in the straight line, or the path is not the straight. So there will be some there will be some corners. There will be some turns. So whenever there will be the turns you have to take, then is it the same speed you are following, or the speed will be continuous as in the straight line path? Of course no. So whenever there will be turn, you are decreasing your speed by applying the brake. So that is the main thing you have to take into consideration. So whenever there will be the turns, or whenever there will be the any vehicle coming toward you, so then you are applying. So these are the cases on the road that you are applying the brake and you are just decreasing your speed, or you are just making your speed zero sometimes. So this is the speed. This is the one of the example from which we can demonstrate that the speed will be affectable on the direction and the velocity. Speed will be affectable on the direction and the velocity. Now, and whenever there is a straight line road, then your speed will be continuous. Or sometimes if there are any factors, then at that instant you are just decreasing your speed, and whenever there will be no one will be there on the road, then your speed will be maximum. So accordingly the cases, or accordingly you can say the conditions, you are just decreasing and you are increasing the speed on the road. Now this is the part we have to understand. So by this study we can understand that the velocity changes. The velocity can be changed in the first case. Velocity can be changed by changing speed, and same direction keeping same direction. This is the first case by which you can change your speed, you can change your velocity. Now in the second case, how you can change the velocity, we will see in the second case, by changing direction and keeping the speed same, keeping speed same. This is the second case. And the third one case you can understand changing. You will be changing speed and direction. Speed and direction. So these are the three cases you have to keep in your mind. You can change the velocity by the three cases. In the first one, you will be just changing the speed and keeping the direction as it is, and in the second case, by changing the direction and keeping the speed as it is, and the third one is you will be changing the speed as well as direction. So these are the three cases from which you can understand the effect of speed on the direction and the velocity and how they are interrelated to each other. Okay, so this is the point we have covered now. Now we will see the next point of this topic. Now we will understand the next part, that is uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Uniform and non-linear. Uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Linear motion. So these are the two important factors we have to understand, that is uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Now we have already understand about what mean by the linear motion. So linear motion is nothing but whenever the distance will be covered in the linear path, so it will be the linear motion. Now we will understand the uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion. So what will be the uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion? Suppose we will understand with the help of example. Suppose A is the one vehicle which is moving on the road. Okay, A is one vehicle which is moving on the road, and suppose we can understand the distance covered by the A is suppose 50 kilometer, and suppose now the distance covered by the A is 50 kilometer. Suppose 50 kilometer at 5 p.m. Okay, then at 6 p.m. it has also covered the next it has covered the 100 kilometer. Okay, and at the 7 p.m. it has covered the 150 kilometer. So at the 5 p.m. it has covered the 50 kilometer, at 6 p.m. it has covered 100 kilometer, at the 7 p.m. it has covered the 150 kilometer. So one thing you may have noticed, there is the gap between the time is 1 hour. You can see here 1 hour, and the gap between the distance covered, it is 50 kilometer. It is also 50 kilometer. So you have observed at the equal interval of time, the distance covered by the particular object is also possess the equal. Means at 1 hour it has there is change of 50 kilometer, covering of 50 kilometer distance. Next 1 hour there is again 50 kilometer distance has been covered. So this kind of the motion is called as uniform linear motion. Now how you can define the non-uniform linear motion? We will understand. Suppose at the 5 p.m. 50 kilometer will be distance covered. At the 6 p.m. it may cover the 70 kilometer, or at the 7 p.m. it may cover the 80 kilometer. So as you can say, the time is same, the time interval is same, but in between that time interval, the distance covered by that particular object is not same. So this is how we can understand with the help of uniform and non-uniform linear motion. This is how we can understand uniform and non-uniform linear motion. So first, again I will tell you, again I will just revise. The uniform motion means when the distance covered by the particular object or by the particular vehicle is same in the equal interval of time, then there is the uniform linear motion. And when then there is a unequal distance will be covered by the particular object in that particular time instant, so it will be the non-uniform linear motion. So this is how we can differentiate the uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion. So this is how we have covered this part. So we will take the next part now. So students, in this lecture we have covered the what mean by motion. The motion is the part we have covered. After that, the distance. Then we have covered about the displacement. We have seen the displacement. Then we have seen about the speed and velocity. The speed and velocity. We have seen about speed and velocity. Then after that we have seen the effect of velocity. Effect of velocity on direction and speed. On direction and speed. Then after that we have seen the uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Uniform and non-uniform linear motion. So these are the parts we have seen in today's lecture. Now I will just revise them in very short impact of time. So the motion is nothing but when there is particular distance covered by the particular object, or the movement or the distance measured between the final place or final position and the initial position of the object is called as motion. Now the distance means the measurement between the 2 points is called as distance. Suppose A and B are the 2 points, and that is the distance between those A and B point is nothing but the distance, or the measurement in between those 2 points is distance. Now the displacement is nothing but, how you can say the displacement, when the particular object is moving from one place to other place. So we can say it is the displacement of the particular object. Now we will see the speed. So speed is nothing but the speed. Formula for the speed is total distance travelled upon time required to cover that particular distance. That is total distance travelled upon time. And the formula for the velocity is displacement upon time. Formula for the velocity is displacement upon time. Then we have seen the effect of velocity or effect of speed. Actually there should be effect of speed and velocity and direction. Whenever there will be the turns on the road, then how your speed will be varying. So how the velocity can be varying, we have seen the 3 cases. The first one case by changing the speed and keeping the direction same. The second one case is by changing the direction and keeping the speed same. And the third one by changing the both the direction and the speed. In this 3 way we can change the speed, change the velocity. And after that we have seen the uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Sorry, when you can say that it is the uniform linear motion, when the distance covered by the particular object is equal or the uniform in equal time interval. Okay, then we can say it is the uniform linear motion. And when the object will be covering very non-uniform, or you can say there is not the uniformity in the distance in that particular time impact, or then that particular impact of time. So there we can say the non-uniform linear motion. So these are the parts we have covered in the today's lecture. So the next part we will cover, next part of this topic we will see in the next video. Thank you so much.